I think we've got Congressman Tim Burchett on the line, and let's get him on the phone with us on Super Talk 99.7 WTN. Congressman, good afternoon. Hope you're well, sir.
I'm well. Sorry, I messed up on my time. I was supposed to be on with y'all.
Oh, no, Tim, it's all good. I just, tell us what you can about the impeachment inquiry on Capitol Hill. Tell us what you can about the action on Capitol Hill with regard to the government shutdown.
Okay, the impeachment mostly is our side of the aisle, of course, is laying down some pretty good facts. The recent $250,000 wire transfer listed Joe Biden's residence. Joe Biden as the recipient of that. And apparently that doesn't tie Joe Biden to $250,000 shipped wired from the Communist Chinese. So, and the Democrats, of course, they're infatuated with Trump. And so it was interesting. One of them just said, and you all wanted to impeach Biden before he was even elected. And then, of course, the chairman of the committee has made the statement publicly many times before Trump was inaugurated that they needed to impeach him. And, of course, we always remember Tlaib's delightful cuss words about wanting to impeach, and then she dropped an F-bomb. So, there's nothing. It's just going to go back and forth like this. And we're, this is what you do. You lay down the facts, one side does, and the other side tries to deflect, and that's politics. But the shutdown, my opinion, is completely avoidable. We went home the entire month of August, as I've stated. September 30th comes around about this time every year. Our budget runs out.
And not to interrupt you, Congressman, but I hear from our listening audience in Middle Tennessee, and repeatedly, regardless of where they are on hell, shut it down or avoid the shutdown with a CR, there's a level of frustration over the fact that the speaker chose to allow the membership to go home. And I understand y'all have vacations, and I understand y'all have things planned, but I also understand that, I know I'm preaching to the choir when I say this to you, Tim, but you also go up there to do a job, and the basic function of your job is to pass a budget before the end of the fiscal year.
Right. Before the end of the fiscal year. And so they say, let's pass a continued resolution for 30 days so we won't have to pass any more continued resolutions. Well, that's like telling a crackhead, I'm going to give you crack cocaine to get you off crack cocaine. That just doesn't work. As we say in East Tennessee, that dog don't hunt. And definitely this dog ain't doing much hunting. We start first meetings 10:30 or 11 o'clock, and they cater in a lunch or something, and then everybody walks out at 4 o'clock or something with their Brooks Brothers jacket over their shoulder and their sleeves rolled up and their collars undone. Oh, we've been working hard. The average citizen's 6 o'clock in the morning, they're already hitting it, and this bunch ain't even rolled out of bed yet. So to me, it points the finger at both parties, and we've got to get back to work and start solving these problems. We're $33 trillion in debt. We take in $5 trillion a year, and we spend about $7 trillion. That's the bottom line in all of this.
Well,
we most frightening individuals. Go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the most frightening aspect of that $33 trillion is that $12 trillion of it is in the last 6 years.
Absolutely. And in 8 years, the largest single item in our budget will be interest that we're paying to the Communist Chinese and a lot of our enemies who have financed us into oblivion.
What is the best, and I understand your position and your point on should have been there to get this done prior to now, but today's Thursday, fiscal year ends in a couple of days. What's the best case scenario? What's the light at the end of the tunnel in your estimation?
Well, I think we shut down, and of course Saturday and Sunday, nobody's primarily in government is not at their job. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the average shutdown in the past has lasted about 3 days. We've had over a dozen since the 70s. It's not new to us, but, it's just the media, of course, is going to be pinpointing all the horrible things that are going to happen. And the truth is Medicaid, Medicare will not be shut off. All of our military personnel will be fully reimbursed. Everybody in government will be fully reimbursed, and no one's allowed to take somebody's home because of this type of situation that is in our military. That is just false information they're putting out, and they could pick where they wanted to cut, and you know that. I was just on Neil Cavuto a few minutes ago, and I was saying, they're going to make the worst cuts possible, making it hurt the most, and try to blame it on us. And frankly, we deserve quite a bit of blame. But I'll tell you this: if we don't fix it, when this thing collapses, it will be a whole heck of a lot worse.
Well, and you're right about that, certainly, Tim. And so you don't anticipate anything lengthy. Do you believe that we'll get 12 separate appropriation bills out of the House, and how does the Senate respond to that?
Well, we should have already done it. That's what ticks me off. We're sitting here, and those committees aren't meeting, and why aren't they meeting? Why are we? And they'll do session tonight at 10:30. We'll have a vote tonight at 10:30 on something, to show, we're working late into the night, and that's just bogus.
It occurs to me, and I'm not against this impeachment inquiry. That's fine. I think the better political play is to let Joe Biden politically hang himself, frankly, and I think Joe Biden's the best hope that we have in 2024 to have him on the ticket. But besides that, you bring up an excellent point that kind of ticks me off a little bit too, Congressman. Why are we having an impeachment inquiry on a day when we ought to be solely focused in the House of Representatives on solving the impasse regarding the budget?
Because every committee has its jurisdiction. Transportation, I'm on transportation. We're still going to be talking about roads and barge traffic and airports and things like that. And Judiciary Committee is going to be dealing with their issues. It's just
I have an alternate theory. That the people in the Capitol aren't taking this seriously. I don't believe that any of y'all are taking this seriously. If you would take it seriously, you would have done. I mean, I'm not here to scream at you, Tim, because you're one of the good guys. But it's frustrating to me that all the attention is going over to this impeachment inquiry when all the attention, if the Republicans really wanted the public attention to turn in their favor, they would be on every television network preaching what you're preaching to me today on Super Talk.
Well, we'd be passing a budget.
Wow.
Jody Arrington out of Texas has a budget. He chairs the budget committee. I was on the budget committee when I first got down here. I asked to be taken off because we hadn't passed a budget in 30 years. We got no way in the world we're even looking at a budget, but he's got a budget. He was given about 10 minutes in conference to talk about it. He's patted on the head, and everybody gave him a golf clap. Then he's off to the side, and then they went on about their business of passing their continuing resolution and not doing our job. We need to pass a budget. That's the bottom line. Put a budget, vote it, send it to the Senate, make them vote it up or down.
I love the crack analogy. That's perfect. You're exactly right, and I appreciate you spending some time with us, getting off the floor. Thank you, Tim, and we'll talk again very soon. I appreciate your representation in Washington.
Hey, and I appreciate you all. I hear folks talk about you all the time. Just keep putting the truth out there, brother.
We'll do it.
Thank you, man. Tennesseans are smart enough to figure it out.